What's up? What's up, Eric?
What's up?
What's up? It's
Hi, big dog. How you
big
doing, man?
big E. Big E. I'm doing so great. I'm on my second shot of espresso today. It's a beautiful day. I'm sitting next to some tulips. What else do I got for you?
That's amazing because last meeting we had, we're sipping on the same espresso. So are you telling me that it takes you that long to drink espresso, or did I catch you at both your coffees today?
Yeah, so you caught me. I'm not nursing the same bean as last epi. I'm I'm actually just like working on a fresh shot. I have a new habit, Eric. Ever since my monumental life-changing juice cleanse, like life before juice cleanse, BC, if you will, before cleanse. The first thing I slurped back after rising from the dead every morning was a few ounces of fourth wave coffee bean. But now,
Wow,
Eric, AC after cleanse, I drink warm lemon water when I wake up, and I don't touch the bean until 12 o'clock hits. Ding, be time for some bean.
very sporty and rich of you, Ty. So are you telling me that you're no longer a soy boy, but you're transitioning into OJ?
OJ. Uh, there's a lot happening in that sentence that I want to unpack. I do want to take back the term soy boy. I think that it's been used as a derogatory term for vegans for too long. And vegans can be masculine too. I think that's like the punchline of my argument, my thesis.
Mm. So soy boys, they don't have to have bitch tits. It's just they usually do.
Mhm. It's true. And like it's not their fault. Like there's a lot of estrogen in a extra firm pack of organic tofu. Like it's
Hmm.
probably more you like put you like pick up a little pack of that and that's probably like more femininity than most soy boys have ever touched in their life, you know?
That's right. It doesn't even come close to being pegged.
No.
Well, Ty,
Well,
I'm
it
happy to
comes pretty
hear.
close.
God damn it. Well, as you sip on your fourth wave, second bean of the day, Ty, I'm here sipping on this cool blue Gatorade that I picked up at the BMO Vancouver Marathon finish line, Ty. That's right. I'm milking this Gatorade for 3 days.
They get you in the ER. You're a nurse. Um, so what is the flavor of Cool Blue, Eric? Like what's on your palate? What notes are you picking up? Top, mid, and base.
You're asking some dangerous questions, Ty. Cool Blue is not just a flavor, okay? It is a, colorful movement. I think Gatorade is the first company to make blue a flavor. And not only did they make blue a flavor, but they called it Cool Blue. And I don't know about you, but it's almost like the eyes eat first, even with
Hmm.
Gatorade. And when I see this, neon blue color, and then as I like roam around, the streets with my blue tongue afterwards, I
Hmm.
gotta say I feel energized to perform my best at any kind of hard effort activity, including
It's a
podcasting.
I gotta say, Cool Blue is a masterpiece in both marketing and product design, Eric. Like the only other fluid I can think of that's blue is water itself. And here's what they
And
did. They
Windex.
took stay away from that cursed juice. Uh,
Uh-huh.
you really want to cleanse yourself, have a juice cleanse of Windex.
Mm-hmm.
But so water itself is blue, and you know what Gatorade went and did? Those fucking brilliant minds at Gatorade, they made it
Mm-hmm.
cooler. They literally made it look more cool and cold. They pumped up the blue tones. They
Mm-hmm.
pulled the curve Bezier on the color
Mm-hmm.
edit feature of their water. They
Mm-hmm.
reduced the saturation.
Yep. Yep. They're pulling the thread on these Blue Notes jeans tie, and all I taste is blue raspberry, I
I
guess.
wonder if I wonder if they have IP on that particular blue tone of fluid, because like Windex is pretty close. I think I got some name brand Windex around here. I'm gonna compare with you right now. Oh hell yeah! You know your brother doesn't get knockoff Windex. I got name brand right here, baby. That's pretty close.
Wow, it's actually the exact same. That looks delicious, I gotta say.
I know, I'm
After
holding this
tasting
thing
this
and like,
Gatorade, that Windex looks really fucking tasty. I'm not gonna lie. Spray a bit in
wow.
my mouth. Wow. I guess
What if I just
Listerine
took a sip?
also.
Should I just take a sip of this? What's in it? No, I don't want to sip this. I don't think I. There's phosphorus in it. What's the difference between phosphorus and electrolytes?
Well, I mean, mine has natural and artificial flavor, so I mean, I think it's closer than you think.
Holy shit,
Wow.
dude, this looks so fucking tasty.
Wow. That would be like some Subway patron IQ shit right there. Subway patron level IQ of you to take a sip of that.
The sandwich artist better not leave this bottle next to the drink machine.
I know, right? If the janitor forgets to pick up his Windex on the way out the patron area of the subway, then of the dining area, I should say, then who knows? Somebody might grab that from the fridge and
hmm
try to ring it up with their sandwich.
I'm tempted, man. I'm tempted to go for a sip. Like, if Mother Nature just needs to get a few degrees warmer out here, and I'll be putting together my own little cursed tasting flight from under the sink.
Holy shit! Permanent vacation for you, Ty.
I'm going on permanent PTO.
Wow.
So the actual flavor isn't Windex, though. It's blue raspberry.
There's no mention of raspberry anywhere on this packaging um, that I can see in my dark room right now, but uh, it just says cool blue tie. I don't know.
Well,
But
I think
but
like
somehow
if
we all
you,
kind of know what that tastes like. Like
yeah,
you
yeah, if
know,
you surveyed a bunch of normies, they'd all say blue is blue raspberry. It's the only fruit flavor that's blue, and it's not even a
well,
real fruit.
well, what about blueberry tie? Did you forget about that one?
Fuck. I got to get out from under my rock more, Eric. Okay, here's the thing: is like we all like can identify it as blue raspberry, but blue raspberry it does not exist, right? It's a figment of our collective imagination. Blue raspberry is a product of like nurture over nature. So
It's
it's
the
pretty
Mandela
incredible.
effect, Ty.
It is. We like pass that on to our children and our children's children. The concept of blue raspberry just can't die.
Yeah, and they're like, "Daddy, where did you ever see a blue raspberry?" It's like, "Shut up, you stupid fucking kid."
That's how I'm gonna treat my kids too when they ask stupid questions. But like every like entry level marketer like on this planet like comes in probably fresh eyed, ready to change the world, and then like flash forward 20 years and they're like perpetuating the blue raspberry myth.
hmm I mean, what's more mythical, the blue raspberry or eating fresh?
Man, the same tier. I always see these like graphs of like different conspiracy theories arranged in a triangle online from like least to most toxic to society. I'm pretty sure the blue like blue raspberry and eating fresh are sharing a tier and it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, you know, you might find 9/11 conspiracies in there.
hmm
Going to
hmm
the moon, and then,
hmm
in fine print right below that, you see uh, the subway. Your way is actually our way.
That's what they don't want you to know is that they chose the ingredients. They put together the sandwich.
hmm Is it your way if you're playing within this tight little box?
hmm I mean, constraints are the mark of a like working within constraints is the mark of any good designer. Am I right, Eric?
Exactly. Listing out
But
your assumptions as well. That's good.
man,
That's a good design right there.
it's true. But the illusion of choice, the illusion of choice. Subway is just like they should call them sandwich magicians over there because that's a lot of trickery happening.
hmm I just realized we haven't prepared anything for this episode, and I was like, and like it didn't even like cross my mind that we usually do.
Do
But
we?
today is, I mean, we usually have some
Today is an
show
exceptionally blank
notes.
slate, blank mind.
blank mind, blank slate. I could go for a bite.
Lucky for you, Eric, there's plenty of pop culture for you and I to discuss. Pop. I want to talk about how it looked like Kendall Jenner's eyebrows fell off at the Met Gala last night.
So Kendall Jenner's eyebrows pulled a black olive and fell off.
They're usually like little black olives on her face, but they're nowhere to be seen. I could have sworn I ordered those.
hmm I've been so consumed by, you know, Ozark that I haven't even looked at the Meet Gala photos from the other night. And can you just fill me in? Like, what else is there? I know Pete Davidson made his red carpet debut with um, good old Kimmy. Anything
Yeah,
else happen?
Keat, as we're gonna call them moving forward, definitely rolled up. Kim was wearing
Meet
a
Davidson?
pretty meat. uh, yes, Kim had a
Yes.
pretty interesting interesting dress on from the late Marilyn Monroe, and uh, I'd say friend of the pod, but I can't lie to our listeners. Um, and other than that, it was pretty boring, to be honest. Like Gigi had a nice dress from Versace, and Gunna wore a whole Tom Brown look. Gunny looks like he just spends all day hanging out in the Essence lobby,
Dude,
which
Gunna is the
alternately also looks like your bedroom.
hmm Thank you. Gunna
You're
is like
welcome.
the best artist to ever bless our ears this last 5 years. I'll say it.
I just can't take hip hop artists who wear glasses seriously. So between him and Future, they need to take off
Damn it,
the
I knew you were
glasses for
going
me to
there.
believe them.
Hmm. But Ty, he's not wearing glasses in his newest album. He's wearing he's wearing those like sleep eye covers. What's that called?
What? I thought he was
Blinders?
wearing Cartier shades.
No,
Wait, in
you're
his
thinking about
most
the
recent
GQ.
album?
Yeah, isn't he wearing what's that called? A mask? Eye mask.
Really? I gotta look this up. I thought, huh.
Yeah, dude. Blind to the haters. They can't see him. They can't see him through the 5% tint, but they can see his jewelry. That's for sure.
That's beautiful. I love the poetry behind such a small gesture. Well, I would have expected that he would have be rolling up to the Met Gala in like a Daniel Arsham outfit, all like an all white look, given their
God damn it. I
recent
fucking hate Daniel
collaboration.
Arsham so much.
Yeah, what do you hate about Mister Arsham, if you will?
Sakes, dude. That's real art. Between him and Tyrell Winston, dude, that's fucking sick, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out to Tyrell, friend of the pod. Um,
yeah.
dude. Okay, let's DM Daniel. Let's get him on here and hear his side of things. Like, I want to know why that guy's so into Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. We already asked why, Daniel or what's his name? Tyrell Winston plays with so many balls for a living.
Hmm.
Um, we have yet to hear from, Arsham himself.
I want to see a crystallized footlong. That's what I want to see, Eric. I want to see like little alongside your sprigs of stone lettuce coming out one end, a few pink crystals on the other. I think that would look pretty fine as a sculpture, and
hmm
I think still life of food would be a more interesting avenue for the artist known as Arsham to venture into rather than anime monsters.
Exactly. I agree. You know, it's interesting if you like were to like fossilize a foot long, a la Arsham, you
Hmm.
know, and you make it look like it's got no color, no life in it. You're basically stripping out the only thing that makes it look edible is its like
Hmm.
rainbow diet, like persona.
Hmm.
And even when you like have like some decaying bits, like much like a crater, kind of chopped out of it, it would look like a nice little bite has been taken out of the foot long tie. What do you think of that?
Mm. Yeah, there's kind of it's referential. I like that. There's an old Virgil Abloh quote around like everything you do should have as many references to other things as possible. It's like a network effect around like creating an entity that's more of a node in a system than anything else. And I think Subway itself is pretty good at that. They are system designers at the end of the day. And I think like that kind of like take on Arsham, an Arsham sandwich is like sandwich Arsham is playing into that a little bit, you know, like a bite creator, beautiful, poetic even.
Bite creator, wow. Much like the creator it's going to create in my stomach once I
Mm-hmm.
down this thing.
Yeah, dude, it's going to hit the bottom of my gut like a meteor crashing to Earth.
Mm,
Don't look up, baby. It's gonna hurt.
fuck. The worst movie I've seen this year, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Wow. But it got
Yeah,
nominated for best movie. Are
it's
you
fucking
don't believe
brutal.
in lame stream movie ratings?
Dude, I love lamestream movies that are just a take. I love takes.
Mm-hmm.
I love when filmmakers can just have a take on current events. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much. Thank you so much for Jonah Hill being wearing chrome hearts in a lamestream movie. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that was I appreciated that. The thing with Don't Look Up that I didn't like was they had too many takes. They were like they were cramming takes down your throat. Like you think it's a metaphor
Hmm.
for climate change, but then it's a metaphor for like the pandemic and a metaphor for like political unrest. And it just felt like he was trying to be a metaphor for everything, much like how like your sandwich just tries to be every flavor of sandwich at the same time.
Wow, that was a beautiful metaphor you just made on top of that. Wow.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Hmm.
guess it's not unlike Think Fresh podcast in that sense. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was a little
exactly.
too layered. A little too layered.
Too much of a layered cake for me as well. Um, Hi, let me tell you bit about this sandwich I had at the end of my marathon. I There was a generous snack table at the finish line, and I want to walk you through
Okay, are we okay? I
it.
like the sound of it. So you ran a marathon, you got to the end, and they rewarded you with a a bountiful spread of charcuterie.
Precisely, Ty. Almost exactly that. So I was a bit of a caged animal, at the end of the marathon. My friends and family were on one side of a tall blue construction fence, and I was on the inside, caged in, and I had
Hmm.
to make my way through the charcuterie line in order to exit this dreaded, finishing area.
The
Um,
marathon equivalent of a gift shop.
exactly, exiting through the gift shop, just put on your blinders and march forward, King.
Hmm.
Um, but I couldn't help resist. I couldn't resist the full spread that they had for us. I should have snapped a photo for you because they had a like several, like I'm talking like three or four, foldable like church tables,
Hmm.
like with like a huge pile of bananas on each.
Wow.
Yeah, like single bananas all just like piled on. It's like when you go to like Whole Foods and then they have like the bunches of bananas and then they have
Yeah,
just like a
yeah.
pile of like singles.
Hmm. It's like
It's like if you
that,
don't,
but
yeah, it's
a
like if you don't
mountain.
want, if you don't want to buy a six pack, you can just buy a single can. It's like that.
Hmm.
It's just like a single banana just piled on top of each other.
It's the
And
Lucy's. It's like the
yeah,
yeah, the banana lost and found bin.
exactly. And they were all perfectly, I don't know if it was perfect actually, but they were all exactly the same ripeness. So that tells me
Wow.
that they hired a volunteer to just like rip apart banana bunches and like throw them onto this like foldable table.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's wild. So, did you really feel like a monkey walking past there? Ooh, ooh,
yeah,
ooh, ooh,
I sure did. I went ape shit at the sight of that. Um,
ooh.
and then after that, they had similar setup, like a whole other tent of Kirkland brand granola bars, one of which I
Okay,
ate mere seconds before this podcast.
beautiful. You got to bulk up.
Yep. And then after that, they had a sandwich tent. Okay. And let me walk you through the sandwich tent, Ty. You're
Wow.
smiling like you just love this.
Well, you said sandwich, and then that's why we're all here.
And I wish I got a glimpse of sponsoring entity that provided
Hmm.
these sandwiches, I was too much, I was too focused on my, breathing and my legs being functioning still. So I didn't
So
catch the name of the
some
brand.
no-name brand Sammy Slinger, no big blue check Subway, no
Definitely not
rivals.
Subway. This was no Sun Run, let me tell you. But yeah, they had these like they had two big boxes of sandwiches. Actually, they had
Hmm.
three. Two of them were turkey, and one was veggie. And then I just walked up to the nice young volunteer and I said, "What you got?" And she said, "Turkey or veggie?" I said, "Let me get the turkey." And then grabbed a little turkey sandwich, stuffed it in my backpack, brought it home, and then I actually freaked it on the yesterday. I freaked it up and cooked up some eggs, put a little egg in there, toasted the bun.
Freaky
Yeah,
remixing.
yeah, add my own sauces, some hot sauce, some
Now, are
mayo.
you flipping this sale? Or are you flipping this for yourself?
I'm flipping this. I'm renovating so I can live in it.
Nice.
hmm
I
Exactly. It
like
was
that for
great.
you, Eric. Yeah, it hit. It hit good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Some avocado in there as well. Some good fats.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm let's just say I'm eating good.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that, Eric. I do like to upgrade takeout, Like you take some takeout home and you think about how you can now add your own personal touch. It's like the equivalent of like ripping a song off SoundCloud and then re-uploading it with your own twist.
hmm Exactly. The chopped and screwed version. So what's
Yeah,
something that you've
exactly.
chopped and skewered?
I do it a lot with like Thai food. Thai
Oh.
food. Um,
Okay, so what cuisine was it?
yeah, that's funny. Haha. Or like an Indian food, you like sometimes you want to like do your own like side dishes with it. Sometimes I'll make my own naan or rice or whatever as like a supporting cast. Um,
That's the way to do it.
yeah, just get because like I don't know, it's pretty hard to make bad rice. Eh,
That was a big unlock for me when I was a single guy and I didn't know how to cook.
mhm.
Instead of ordering like little tiny side dish of rice for $4, you just make your own.
Yeah, it's like 5 cents.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait a second, I just saved on the delivery fee.
Hmm. And like it's better for the DoorDash driver too because like there's nothing heavier than packing grain, right? Like
hmm
that's what literal mules do that.
For fuck's sake.
So to make a
hmm
human send like a $4 like pound of rice across town for you to eat 3 scoops of,
hmm Yeah, that's a
like
great point.
this is why we got supply chain issues, Eric, because all the delivery drivers are tired.
That's exactly it. It wasn't because of COVID, question mark. It's actually because of like I don't get how COVID affects supply chain. Like isn't it just like robots making shit and then just like spits out a box of stuff and you just take the box?
Yeah, I don't really know how it works, but like I
We're just gonna
I
accept
saw
this like fucking excuse from every company. COVID is like officially over, you guys. Next last time I checked it was May 3rd.
yeah, I'm so tired of hearing the supply chain
Mm-hmm.
excuse from businesses. Like,
I
get your
know.
shit together. I live in an urban center, kind of, and I feel like I'm entitled to 2-day shipping maximum.
I know. Can you believe it?
The other thing I'm really annoyed with, Eric, is gas prices. Not for the reason you think. I'm so tired, Eric. I'm so tired of people complaining about gas prices. Get over it.
hmm What are
Just
you
get
gonna do?
over it.
Not drive?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, okay, it's like $2 for a liter of gas right now, right?
Yeah.
So a bunch of like people like flew to the Arctic Circle, dug to the center of the earth, sucked a bunch of gasoline out, pumped it all the way to China, ran it through the most advanced filtration system on the planet, sent it all the way back here, stuck it in the ground so you could just drive up and pump it into your car, all for $2. That's the same price as a liter of milk, or even worse. Crooked Dasani's water bottles are like $2 a bottle. You're paying the same price for that gasoline, liter per liter, as water that comes from the tap. and no one ever
Mm.
complains about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if millennials will just stop buying like $8 lattes, then they could afford to drive to work.
Exactly, like, appreciate the miracle that is gasoline and stop being little babies about it, like, Starbucks' drink is literally 4 times the amount, and no one's bitching about that.
I think that's what Biden said to Elon Musk. He's like, "Why don't you just appreciate the miracle that is gasoline? Like, stop with these like electric toy cars, dude. We had enough."
Like, we gotta it's pretty cool if you think about it, to be able to, like, give you a liter, like, that's pretty heavy. That's like the, uh, fluid equivalent inches of sandwich, like,
hmm
cubic inches, essentially,
Mm. You know what?
for
I
2
think
bucks.
I
Insane. It's from the middle of the earth. Like,
That's crazy. It's literally somebody had
right
to
now,
dig a
you'll never
tunnel.
get that deep. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had to dig a tunnel and invent a like system, not only to drill down that far, but to also just pump gas out. It's like why don't you try to do that?
Yeah.
Why don't
Go
you
go
try it and
go
then
go
you
to your
can have
backyard right
free
now.
gas?
Joke's on you, you probably don't even have a backyard.
Yeah, exactly. You probably live in like some condo. It's stupid.
Yeah. Stupid condo dwellers. So,
Mm.
that's
You
my
know,
gripe about gasoline, Eric.
I have a similar gripe about gasoline, but I'm targeting the type of people who complain about it because it's always the people who decide to live far away from any civilization, and
Mhm.
they like want to tell me about how their home is like a quarter of the price as my apartment and things like
Mhm.
that. It's like, well, you know what? Like, if you're gonna bitch about gas, why don't you move to a place where you don't need a car? You know what I mean?
Mhm. And
It's
then
like
bitch about
you
housing like the rest of us.
just bitch about housing like everyone else, okay? Stop being so like fucking spoiled and just annoying.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to hear about your fucking shitty little farm in Chilliwack, okay?
Yeah, totally. I get that, Eric. It's a common problem. People don't appreciate what they got, the privilege that we're here for. Like, people will be like bitching about the rising cost of Subway sandwiches. They say, what happened to the $5 foot long? It's like, my brother in Christ is 12 inches long. Like, it's worth the money.
Exactly. You want to pay less than a 50 cents for an inch of sandwich? You could be full off. You're full up 2 inches. That's less than a dollar.
For sure. Go find me another meal that costs, like, breaks down to, like, less than a dollar an inch. Like, go to a sushi restaurant, you're paying at least, like, what, like, $4 for a little nigiri, or, eight maki roll pieces in a maki roll. It's like, well, I only wear specialty rolls, so I don't really know what the cost is.
That's true.
What
We
the
are an
foundation
anti.
is.
That's exactly. We're an anti chef's recommendation podcast.
Mhm.
Okay, we recommend shit for ourselves. We don't listen to the fucking chef. What does he know about us?
We are the chef. That's why Subway is where we dine, Eric. That's the whole point.
Exactly. I will never get
I'm
a
in
chef's
charge.
tasting menu. What am I? That's like real gay, you know?
Wow. I don't know, man. How much food have you eaten in your life? You've eaten so much food, right? Like,
hmm
you ate, like, 3 burgers yesterday and a footlong
Yeah,
hot dog.
yeah. That's why I never will like put a napkin down on my lap. It's like I'm in my late 20s. Like I've been eating for almost 30 years. You don't think I know how to eat by now?
Honestly, they should put the age of the chef on the restaurant, like, on the menu. Like, how old is the chef? Because if, like, they're younger than you, that means you've actually eaten more than them, and, like, maybe you should be telling them what's on the menu. Like,
Oh my
Subway
God.
gets it. They only hire teenagers. They're like, "These guys don't know what they're doing." They need you to play chef. They need you to
Yeah, they
step
need
up, be
directions.
the alpha dog.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know how to fucking make a sandwich. Can you show me how to make a sandwich?
They're still in school. They're literally there to learn.
Wow. So instead of me being a sandwich artist, it should be a sandwich student.
It really should be. They're interns.
I
And, like, your
mean,
job, and people would be a lot nicer then too, maybe, like, the patron of the way, if they realized that this was a teaching moment, maybe they would be more patient and forgiving of the sandwich student.
hmm
Studwich.
Studwich. You know when you go to like a Whole Foods and then you line up, you start unloading your cart, and you notice that the person working the cash register has a name tag that says like I'm new. Go
Mhm.
easy, I'm new.
Go easy. And do you empathize with that take, Eric?
No, I just sulk. I'm just like, oh damn it. How did I not see that before? Like obviously the place with the register with the shortest line has the new guy.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes
Stupid.
sense. I feel like what they actually need is they need like a promotion system that can be like displayed publicly. Like you know how
Mm,
if you go to like Microsoft, you could be hired as like a engineer one, engineer two, engineer three, or perhaps you go to like work at Instagram and you become a junior designer, a senior designer, a lead designer. I want
mm-hmm,
like artist in training, artist, like art associate artist, art director,
mm-hmm.
artist in residence,
Sophomore.
sophomore. I think there's like definitely an artist. There's existing artist titling systems in place that they could just they don't even need to make their own.
Yeah, that's a great
just
point. And
just
I'd love to know how much each of them make too. Like if they make
mm-hmm,
like a certain like amount of money, it's like I'll trust them more. It's like
mm-hmm,
wow, it's like
mm-hmm.
this person making $30 an hour to make this sandwich. Like they probably know how to make a mean sandwich.
Oh, 100%. Like it would be better for the patron because they would understand the expectation of the footlong that they're about to create. It'd be better for the artist because it may encourage like a degree of dialogue that is the appropriate maturity for their skill set. And it's easy on Subway. They just go over to like Parsons and rip their like go plagiarize their like their I don't know syllabus and
Hmm. No, I totally agree with you, Ty. You ever like go to Subway and then suddenly a line starts to form and there's only one sandwich artist and then
oh yeah.
another sandwich artist just spawns and then all of a sudden there's like two people making sandwiches and you're like, holy fuck, where did this
Damn,
new sandwich artist come from?
they always spawning. There's no better term for that. They just like manifest in the middle of the room like you're in a fucking
Like
video game.
you just see somebody come out of the back room with and they're putting gloves on, you're like, what the fuck? Like were you just taking a shit? Like where were you? And then they
Hanging
start
out in the
helping.
deep
It's like,
freeze.
wow. Yeah. It's a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
team moment. You're like, wow, this is like teamwork happening right in front of my eyes. This is amazing.
So how did they know there was a line forming? Like, do you think there's a red button under the marinara sauce bucket that the junior artist presses when they see a few extra patrons come in?
It's entirely possible. Maybe they're, more of like a voyeur type and they're just eyeing the cameras.
Hmm. Perhaps there's a safe word they're using that we are as non-artists not privy to. Like maybe they say what cheese? Like maybe that's the safe word because they
What
only
cheese?
sometimes ask. Sometimes they just gunner for the white one, you know?
That's true. They never usually ask what cheese you want. You always have to stop them while they're
hmm
touching the white cheese.
hmm
And you gotta say, no, I want the yellow. I want the BIPOC one.
I want the D&I cheese, please.
Yeah, exactly. I want the oh fuck.
I think what cheese is a safe word, Eric. I think that's the only reason they're actually asking. It's not to be polite. It's to call in reinforcements.
Wow, you're so right, Ty. There always seems to be you know, sandwich artists on standby. And I wonder what they're doing in the meantime.
Mhm.
Slicing vegetables, perhaps?
I think they're charging. I think they're like plugged into the wall. They're on retainer, right?
That's true. Wow.
Wow, that's so messed up. But there's always more than one. Like that's the weirdest thing. It's
Hmm.
almost like they're taking turns. It's like like a shift work of like standing guard.
Hmm.
And it's like the queen's guards in a sense.
Hmm.
They gotta
Remember when
protect the cucumbers.
yeah, exactly. They gotta protect the wall. And then
Hmm
when us White Walkers come in and form a line out the door, then they gotta come and help. You ever notice that grocery store as well? Like I'm
hmm
notorious for not writing down like what vegetable I'm getting.
hmm
Like I never put the code on it. I just like throw a
Mm,
bunch of shit in my cart, and then they have to like look it up or ask me like what it is, and that takes forever. And then
mm-hmm.
I always have like someone come in to help bag my stuff. Like every time it's my turn, somebody has to come and help bag.
You're the reason that Whole Foods keeps like making annoying announcements about the checkout, aren't you? Because of
Yeah,
guys
like
like
can
you.
we get some assistance on aisle three or checkout number three?
Damn, I did that the other day though. Like my organic raw cashews, I didn't throw the 4-digit number on them from the bulk section, and the lady she like pulled out a binder and like started flipping through it. Like
Yeah.
she had to like look up the code, and it
Mm-hmm.
just felt so antiquated. I felt like I went back in time to like a like 18th century o- open air market,
Mm-hmm. I know. That's some extreme couponing energy right there.
right? Yeah, it wasn't for me. I'm taking that to self checkout next time.
I know. Why isn't there a self checkout at Whole Foods? Do they think it's like a loss leader? Like they just know that like I'm gonna ring up these sprouted almonds as like chia seeds and then save like $8 on it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's so anti-Amazon of them to make a human check out your groceries. Like, you think they would have eliminated that job immediately after the acquisition?
Mm-hmm, exactly. So how can we eliminate jobs
Hmm. That's what
and
their
have
goal,
our
I think.
algorithm do it? Yeah. Wow.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I actually, when I was in Nashville last month, there was self-checkout at the Whole Foods,
Oh,
but there's always still
maybe it's
one
just ours.
employee there, right? There's like a guard, like the checkout guard, and they watch
Mm-hmm.
over you, make sure you're punching everything right.
Yeah, the checkout coordinator who is just it's a checkout engineering solutions engineer
Hmm.
that basically scans their key card and hits OK every time you like forget to put it in the bagging area or something.
Their job is an undo button. That's what their role is.
Hmm. They're basically tech support. Like as soon as the checkout robot is like, uh-oh, I don't know what happened,
Hmm.
then they come in and turn off the red light and then say, yeah, go ahead. They always just like skip whatever step was necessary.
Yeah, usually they do have an expedited kind of mode, which is kind of cool. But like whenever I engage with them, it's because I like my fat fingers hit the wrong vegetable in the produce section on like the touch
Hmm.
screen. I'll like snipe the grapefruit button instead of the grapes, and then they'll have to come in and command Z for me.
Hmm. That's a great point. Do you ever just like buy a bag of candy and then like lift it up a little bit with your fingers so it weighs less?
Wow, is that that seems like a trick you would do in high school, Eric, not as like a full-fledged adult with a bag of real money, not just candy.
Dude, this podcast is we reinvest all of our profits from this podcast.
All in R&D is tied up right now.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't call our assets any. I wouldn't call them liquid assets. I would call them solid.
No, yeah, that's a fact. The only thing liquid we got around here is blue Gatorade.
Exactly. Right here, baby. I just finished it. It took me 3 days to finish this. Gatorade's too much, man. It's too much.
It's too salty.
Yeah.
It kind of contradicts the point of Gatorade if you don't drink it fast. This isn't the whole idea like electrolytes will hydrate you faster than water, meaning that the water will make you like sponge into you at a faster speed. But if you drink it really
The fuck?
slowly, what's the point? There's no point then.
Well, well, Ty, I could be sipping on water, right? And if I replace that sip of water with a sip of Gatorade, I guess it's 1% faster still.
Yeah, it doesn't make you
Like
more
I would have to drink
hydrated.
two
You just
sips of water.
no, it doesn't make you
Gatorade.
more hydrated. It's not like more hydrating. It just your body becomes hydrated from it faster. So if you like drink a cup of water or a cup of Gatorade, the cup of water might take like 30 minutes for your body to like uh like spread across your organs and like whatever 1% body fat you have. And
Hmm.
the Gatorade might do it in 15, maybe even 10.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right. And I'm actually glad that you're taking that stance because I'm actually a Gatorade denier. I don't believe in Gatorade. Um, I only sip on Haterade actually. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I actually got to sample some electrolyte gummies.
Yeah. And
And those are
were they? Did they do anything?
the problem is, Ty, with electrolytes, that could be another myth on the, sliding scale of bullshit because like how do we know how can we test hydration levels? You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. How do you even know you're more hydrated? Like, do you like
Yeah,
feel it in your tongue?
yeah. Like you can't A/B test hydration. Like
Mm-mm.
like you can't like take a sip of Gatorade and then do something and then like predict whether you would have done it better on water or Gatorade. Like you can't do that.
Yeah. So electrolytes may be a myth then. Uh, Add it
Mm-hmm.
to the list. We're further discrediting Haterade today.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hmm. Interesting. I was thinking about that with the electrolytes because yeah, they keep making these like pills now that I always see hungover people taking, and I think it's just a marketing scam to like literally yeah they're just targeting people that had one too many vodka sodas the night before, one
Mm-hmm.
too many IPAs,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't do anything. Just drink water.
Mm-hmm.
Drink water, my brother.
Yeah. My brother in Christ, just have a sip of San Pelli.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right, Ty. People who like drink excessively are always looking for a quick fix.
Hmm. They like
They don't.
created a anybody who like has a self-inflicted problem is usually looking to solve it immediately. It's human nature.
Exactly. Don't they know that my childhood trauma takes years to undo?
Yeah. You don't need Gatorade, you need therapy.
Exactly. No pill will give me that. That's a hard pill to swallow, am I right?
Yeah, also a blue pill.
Cool blue.
Hmm. Wow. Well, King, that's a lot for me to swallow today. I think now I'm craving some electrolytes. Just like plants. They're what Ty craves.
Mm-hmm. He's
It's an
a
idiocracy reference. I kind of butchered it. Sorry.
don't even know what you just said for the last 40 minutes, so it's okay.
You're cool bluing out in the booth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all I know is I'm thumbing through these blue face hundreds, Ty, and this Gatorade is just one to add to the collection.
Another drop in the pond.
Exactly.
The cool blue ocean.
Hmm. Okay, buddy. Talk to you Friday.
Yeah, great epi. Breadheads, thanks for listening. I forgot the breadheads were here along with us on this journey. So I'm just going to take a moment to quickly one to many the crowd. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and throw us a heart on Spotify. Throw us it's probably like a star with beveled corners on Apple Music. I'm just assuming that's like the human interface guidelines for a like. Is it a heart?
Uh, it's a plus to add
It's
the
a plus,
podcast, I think, and then a star rating.
right?
And
Because Tim
you don't
Cook
have to
is
even ask.
heartless.
You don't have to ask because I already know our loyal breadheads already gave us 5 stars and a positive review, and they already know the deal. They know the drill, Ty. You don't gotta bother them with that.
You're right. You're right. So sorry for this. That's always the least interesting part of any vlog, podcast, or really any media. Is the credits at the end, and that's kind of what this is servicing us. So I'm just gonna shut up. Think fresh, everybody.
Yeah, this podcast has been brought to you by Haterade, San Pellegrino, Whole Foods. What else? Kirkland
And Daniel Arsham
and Daniel Arsham.
already.
Okay, Godspeed to you, my brother.
Godspeed, brother. Ciao.